Allos is a French commune in the Alpes-de-Haute-Provence department in the Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur region of southeastern France. Allos is a high mountain commune in the southern Alps. The commune experienced a significant rural exodus in the 19th century, following the population movement of the department. Then the town was overwhelmed for 80 years by winter sports. The construction of accommodations and ski lifts has changed the landscape and the mountain urbanization. The economy was profoundly altered, with almost all jobs being found in tourism. Traditional agricultural activities persisted only marginally. Historically, Allos, located in the valley of the Verdon, has long been linked to the Aube Valley. First at the time when Aube belonged to the states of Savoy, then, after it became part of France, it continued to be administered across the Col de Los. Even after the Revolution, it was attached to the Barcelonette district. It was not until 1985 that it was turned towards the valley by accepting the connection to the canton of Colmars. The inhabitants of the commune are known as Allossards or Allossards. Geography. Allos is located some 12 kilometers south of Barcelonette and some 100 kilometers northwest of Nice at an altitude of 1,425 meters. The Allos Valley is traversed by the Verdon, which has its source in the Fou de Los in the Sestriere Valley at 2,500 meters altitude. Access to the commune is by the D908 road, a tortuous road running off the D902 south of Barcelonette, which passes through the heart of the commune and the village before continuing south to Colmars. Located at the edge of the Mercantour National Park, the country of Upper Verdon and the Allos Valley offers landscapes of great beauty. For the famous Lac de Los, which is the largest mountain lake in Europe, to the waterfall of La Lance near Colmars-les-Alpes. The flora is rich and varied depending on the altitude. Larch, spruce, fir as well as alpine clematis, peonies, and martagon. Geology. The mountains around Allos are composed of black schist. Relief all around Allos from the Col de Los and in a clockwise direction. On a north-south ridge of the Cherouchy mountain which overlooks the village, the Roche Grande, completely denuded of vegetation. To the north, the Petit Cheval de Bois and the Grand Cheval de Bois, the peaks are nivelés. To the east, the Chimette, separated from the Teton by the small Col de Talon, Mount Pellet, and between Allos and Montpellet the Tête du Vallonnet and the Tête de Prochastel. Around Lake Allos, the Trou de l'Aigle, the Col de la Petite Caillole, the Garret Summit, the Montagne de l'Avalanche, the Tête du Lac. The group of Tours du Lac, which is 5 peaks between 2,585 and 2,745 meters, and the Tête de Valplaine. To the south, the Roche Klein, and on the right bank of the Verdon the Autarpie. To the west, the Gros Tapis, the summit of Val Siberia, the Mort Gros, the Tête Noire, the Tête de la Uriac, the Trois Yves, the Tête de la Sestriere, to the northwest of the Col de Los, the Tête de Vescal. The peaks to the west of Allos belong to the Massif des Trois Yves, while to the east of the secondary mountains of Mount Pellet. Environment. The town has 1,869 hectares of woods and forests. Hamlets. Natural and technological risks. None of the 200 communes of the department is in a no-risk seismic area. The canton of Allos-Colmars is in Zone 1B according to the deterministic classification of 1991 and based on historical earthquakes. It is in Zone 4 according to the ECS probability classification of 2011. Allos commune is also exposed to 4 other natural hazards: avalanche, forest fire, flooding, landslide. The commune is affected by a random medium to high risk in limited areas. Allos commune is exposed to a risk of technological origin, i.e., the risk of dam breakage on the hill reservoir of Tardea above the Fou-de-Los ski station. The prevention plan for foreseeable natural risks for the commune was approved in 1998 for flood risk, landslide, and avalanche, and a communal dossier on major risks has existed since 2010. The commune has been the location of several natural disasters: an earthquake in 1984, flooding and mudslides in 1994 and 2003. In November 2012, a landslide cut off the only access road to the hamlets of Bouchiers and Le Collet, a cut that lasted more than 7 months. Neighboring communes and villages toponymy. The locality appears for the first time in texts from 1056 under the name of Ad-Alodes, which means Alodes in Occitan. A pre-Gallic hypothesis has also been considered more in line with local phonetic rules such as F-acute and I-acute. The name Allos derived then from Al designating rocks. The form Alodes would be in this case a bad romanization. The commune is called Allos in Occitan Vivaro-Alpine dialect. The name of the station La Fou-de-Los means narrow gorges between the surrounding peaks. History. The name of the people located in the upper valley of the Verdon is not certain, but it may be the Aegoturii. At the end of the Roman Empire, the upper valley of the Verdon depended on the civitas and the bishopric of Thorami. It is possible that the first village was built around Notre-Dame du Val-Vert in the High Middle Ages. It would then have been perched at Bannevol before moving lower in the 12th to 13th centuries. The village was sited in 1056 and had its own consulate from 1233, by privilege from the Comte de Provence, and a fair. Allos belonged to the Counts of Provence until 1388, then, with the Abbé Valley and Nice, passed to the Counts of Savoy until 1713. For that time until the beginning of the French Revolution, Allos was administratively attached to Barcelonnette. The first division of Bases Alpes included Allos in the Barcelonnette district. During the Wars of Religion, the Duke of Les Diguières bombarded the town without taking it in 1597. He had brought his army through the Col de Thursiles. The peculiarities of the Allos community, which occupies several deep valleys and whose habitat is dispersed across multiple villages, led to the creation of 3 parishes in the 17th century, one in La Fou, one in Bouchiers, and one in Baumel. A large number of chapels were also built, 29 in total throughout history. Several major fires ravaged the town in 1718, 1747, and 1769. During the French Revolution, the commune had a patriotic society which was created at the end of 1792. In the 20th century, Allos became a tourist town. In 1935, the ski lifts were built at Sennis and Fou. In the 1970s, when winter sports become mass entertainment, more ski resorts were built in 2 hamlets. It was not until 1985 Allos turns towards the valley by integrating with the arrondissement of Castellane. Heraldry canting arms. Allos, in Latin Alicium, in Provence-Alpes. Allo West Wing Bone. Administration. List of successive mayors from 1971. The election of the City Council in March 2008 was the subject of an appeal to the Administrative Court of Marseille. The judgment led to new elections in September. Education. The town has had a computerized library since 2004 in the Verdon Library Network and has 2 primary schools. Demography. In 2009, the commune had 691 inhabitants. The evolution of the number of inhabitants is known through the population censuses conducted in the commune since 1793. For the 21st century, a census of communes with fewer than 10,000 inhabitants is held every 5 years, unlike larger towns that have a sample survey every year. Early population sources equals Edouard Barretier, Georges W. Namp, Ernest Hildesheimer. Population change sources, LDHEHESS, Cassini until 1962, INSEE database from 1968. Economy overview. Allos is a high mountain commune whose main resource is tourism, hiking in the summer, but especially winter sports. In 2009 the active population was 381 people, including 20 unemployed. These workers are mostly employed and the vast majority work in the commune. This can be explained by the predominance of the tourism sector, which provides sufficient employment to the people of the commune. As a result, most of the people of the commune work in services and administration. Industry, construction and agriculture no longer use a residual share of the people. At the 1st of January 2011, establishments active in the commune were mainly shops and services and health and social administrative sector. Agriculture. At the end of 2010, the primary sector had 15 different establishments with 19 employees, including one establishment employing 3 workers. Most of the survey data from the Ministry of Agriculture is subject to statistical secrecy, which indicates low numbers and extent of cultivated land. In 2003, farms used a utilized agricultural area of 281 hectares. The area has been in sharp decline since 1988. Industry. In late 2010, the secondary sector had 27 establishments, mainly crafts. The sector employs 11 people. Service activities. The commune has 2 ski stations, Val-de-Lose-le-Fou, which links to the Pra-Loup ski area, Val-de-Lose-le-Senes, which is called the village station because it is connected by aerial tramway to Allos village. Summer tourism is also developed with different lakes and mountain walks. In late 2010, the tertiary sector had 215 establishments plus 69 administrative establishments and the health and social sectors. According to the Department of Tourism, tourism activity is very important for the commune, with more than 5 tourists per resident and with a large capacity for accommodation. Several accommodation facilities for tourists exist in the commune. Many hotels. No camping. Some furnished, some approved. B&Bs are absent from the commune. A large carrying capacity in various collective accommodations. It is nevertheless second homes that weigh more heavily on the capacity, with almost 5,000 second homes. Culture and heritage. The commune contains a very large number of sites that are registered as historical monuments. For a complete list with links to descriptions and photos, click here. Lists below are bridged showing the main sites. There is also a very large number of items registered as historical objects located at. For a complete list of all historical objects with links to descriptions and photos, click here. Civil heritage. There are still remnants of medieval structures, the city fortifications. The Banneval Tower is 7.2 meters square. It may have protected a small town. Examples of later structures registered as historical monuments: the cooperative dairy factory, the Abrao Bridge, a lavoir, the town hall. Other sites of interest: the ski station of Fou-de-Lose in the classic style of ski stations with roofs dominated by corrugated iron with a presence of roof slate and traditional scale tiles. A sundial in Allos village. Religious monuments. The churches and rural chapels are in a simple alpine style imposed by the climate. Notre-Dame-de-Valvert at Allos is a good example from the 13th century. The extent of the commune with its large population the 19th century, when the parishes and the branches were under the Concordat plan, made communications difficult due to the terrain and snow in winter. All these conditions justified the creation of several parish churches which are now registered as historical monuments. The Church of Notre-Dame-de-Valvert, the parish church of St. John the Baptist at Le Fou in traditional Romanesque style and whose façade is decorated with a sundial from 1757. It has an ex-voto in leather from Cordoba dated 1675. The parish church of St. Antoine at Bouchier. The commune also has many chapels which are also registered as historical monuments. The chapel of St. Sebastian, a chapel of white penitence, has the Rise to Glory of St. Sebastian painted on the dome. It is used for parish worship in winter. The chapel of Notre-Dame de la Fleur at Villardeau. The chapel of Sainte Marie Madeleine at Villard-Bar. The chapel of Notre-Dame de Grace at Senis-Bar. The chapel of Saint Bridget and Saint Joseph at Saint Bridget. The chapel of Saint Roch at Plan West. The chapel of Saint Laurent at Seneseau. The chapel of Notre-Dame de Lumière at Baumel. The chapel of Saint Pierre near Basse-Colette has a table closed by two small doors from the 16th century. The chapel of Notre-Dame de la Salette at Charrière-Sud. Other religious sites of interest. The chapel of Notre-Dame des Monts has a sundial dated 1757 and bearing the legend Du Céleste Éternel, de Acute Jea, Loin de Toy. The chapel of Saint Jacques at Senis-Bar. The church of Notre-Dame de Valvert. The parish church of Allos dates from the first half of the 13th century and was listed as a historical monument in 1846 for the parts dating from the second half of the 9th and 10th centuries. It is built in brickwork in a regular way with a survey made of a single semicircular apse vaulted in cul de four. Like all churches in Alpine style, only the south wall has three bays which are semicircular. The decor is unusual, with walls decorated with a series of small arcs. The decor is a late development of the Lombard band. The capitals are adorned with foliage, except for the façade, and decorated with masks and animals. The front is reinforced by two buttresses at the corners. Raymond Collier identifies several characteristics of Notre-Dame-de-Valvert different from the communal type of Alpine Romanesque. The pilasters supporting the arc doubleau are replaced by engaged columns. It was damaged at the beginning of the 17th century and again in 1697 by the war. The second time the Savoyards caused the collapse of the tower. The vault of the choir was repaired between the date and 1723 before the bell was worn out in 1727. The Allos fire on the 15th of November 1747 reached the church and caused extensive damage. A new tower was built in 1751. Major restoration work took place between 1894 and 1896. The bottom of the façade and the Mergutero, the bay windows, and the buttresses were completely rebuilt, and the roof of the third bay itself was also completely rebuilt. The rest of the arches and the bell tower were rebuilt in 1899 to 1904 with various repairs, when the murals disappeared. Picture gallery. Notable people linked to the commune. Patrick T., a painter of the 19th century. Jean-Esprit Pelissier, priest until 1905, he was the historian of the town. Simon Jude Honorat, doctor and also the town historian and author of the Great Dictionary of the Occitan language.